now definitely last game, Armageddon, between Gabriel Sargissian.
That's actually the game which makes this format unique, because before this system, the whole system of knockout tournaments was introduced to general public. You would play Blitz, you would play Rapid, but you would never play something like that. So 5 minutes for white, 4 minutes for black, but white needs win only.
To win, yeah. But just to remind that if they get to move 60, they'll get an increment of 3 seconds. It means that you cannot win purely on time. Well, Gabriel Sargissian is higher rated, but it doesn't matter at all now. And he is 1 minute, has 1 minute less, and basically Armageddon is very, very tricky thing. You played with an increment, played on a certain pace, and now you see that your clock is ticking and you might simply lose on time.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, I've seen quite many those Armageddon games when one of the players just simply forgets about time.
Right. So Sargissian is doing well in terms of
position-wise.
Position, yeah. He also has only 40 seconds less now than his opponent, but he takes a lot of time here. Maybe he has to play quicker.
So he takes B3 and he plays C5,
C5 probably, no, 97.
So he's
414.
He prepares for more or less flexible center.
I remember Sargissian saying that he doesn't like playing Blitz and he's not very good at it, but maybe he was just too modest. Gabriel Sargissian is twice Olympic champion, maybe 3 times Olympic champion actually. And
well, I think he always was in a mini team when they won.
And they won 3 times.
They won 3 times.
So we did too. And Mateusz Bartel, one of the strongest Polish players. So ED, knight takes D4, bishop takes D4, rook 8.
Interesting.
Chess-wise, it's not so important because white maybe doesn't have any advantage, but he has 40 seconds more. Now it will be down to 30 seconds.
30 seconds. Well, it's very important, of course, for Sargissian to control time.
It would be also interesting to have the statistics on Armageddon games. I feel that white was more successful in these Armageddons historically wise, but there are some players who prefer to play it with black, especially after there was increment introduced after move 60. So now you cannot just win on time. So knight d5, taking on d4 or on d5 now is an option. Knight e5.
Knight e5?
Well, it's a bit unexpected, and they're equal on time now. They are equal on time. 5 seconds doesn't matter. Do not matter at all.
Takes, queen
takes.
Take
on f6, and maybe knight h2 to preserve some tension.
No, bishop takes.
Bishop e5.
Yeah,
Bishop e5 and then queen c3.
Queen c3. Perhaps
b4.
He starts with b4. So it means...
Well, balls are down to 3 minutes, and these are definitely last minutes of today. Armageddon, as always, very, very tense. I played once Armageddon, and I tell you there's a lot of pressure. And once I have been a coach of Maria Mazurchuk when she played an Armageddon, so it is always heartbreaking. So queen c6, and now
intending perhaps f6 and... Well, I mean, if we...
Rook d1, maybe rook d1, c3, rook d8. He has to play rook d1. I mean, he almost played c3, which would be definitely not a good move. Rook a3. Well, also that doesn't look correct. And then rook d3 now, what? Sargissian is doing okay, and they're 240 each. 240 with...
rook d3.
Gabriel Sargissian.
So simply take.
Can he take on d3? Just simple as that. Rook takes d3, queen takes d3, and now...
Well, I think...
f6 and king f7 is asking for itself.
To talk about the position, black has no problem whatsoever.
But once again, 220 for Sargissian and 238 for queen d6.
Somehow Sargissian is very confident when it comes to an endgame.
Well, or overconfident, because it's not clear. Queen c3. Queen c3 is a good move, actually, controlling e5 square, and you cannot move a rook. So
but what happens if I go queen c6 back?
Well, that's a good question. Queen c6 back is possible, but then maybe it takes more seconds from you. Once again, you do not gain time compared to f6. But here white can rook e3, rook knight d2. Knight goes a long way to c5. Knight d2, b3, c5. And once again, it's a lot of time more for Bartel. It's half a minute, and half a minute with 220 against 155 is...
Yeah, knight is one tricky piece when it comes to Blitz.
And knight b3, he can continue knight b3. Takes and bc.
Maybe taken knight b3.
Or taken knight b3 is also possible. What is important is to play it rather quickly. It is almost evident they would not get to move 60. Almost. I mean, It's already.
If we would know what's
about
number
move
of
28, I would say. I would evaluate it. I cannot see what's the number of move, but it's between 25 and 30. I would say 28 or something. So taking on c6, taking at knight b3 probably. Yes, but rook d8 controlling the final. After knight c5, rook d2 would be possible. Knight d8 and f3 and king comes.
F3 and king to e3. Yeah, still somehow.
156, 143.
Position of a knight on c5 is going to be like a permanent factor. You can't do much.
Rook d8, f3 has to be played 20 seconds more for Bartel, and that's the most important factor. So
bishop b7.
He goes to a defensive, to go to bishop to c8. Rook d6, king e3 controlling, and then bishop c5, c8, and maybe some g4. h4 has been played.
h4.
h4 is disputable decision. And now rook a1, rook a3.
There is also this g3 f4 plan, because
king
now
e7,
if you take f4, right. I mean, now if you take it's gf and white gets some right. I mean, now if you take it's gf and white gets something in the center, if you don't...
Gets an advantage, and also only 1 minute 20 seconds for Sargissian.
Rook a8, f5, a5, missing a5. A5,
c3, he is still intact with the pawn chain. c3.
Yeah, in fact.
c3 followed, maybe a4, I don't know. AB is the wrong move. Now rook goes to a1 and penetrating to a7 to a8.
Yes, Sargissian is in...
But then rook d4, maybe rook d4 is possible.
Rook b4, that's the point.
Knight b3 he's going to play. Knight d3, but then rook a6. Rook c6, he wants to get in.
To get to c4.
Right. Is it possible to improve for white? I think he really missed a5 and now black is okay. And also time-wise, they both are like 110. Both of them have something like that. Let us see the clock, please. We know they're tense. We don't need to see their faces. Only 58 seconds for Bartel.
Now Sargissian obviously is a huge favorite.
Right.
Rook a1 maybe?
Rook a1 is the only chance, but rook d4 and rook c1 is played. Rook c1, and after rook d4, what's going on after rook d4? Rook d4 is a strong move. Knight d3, and I just protect.
You defend and
king
you
d6
are attracting bishop d7.
And bishop b7. It looks like Sargissian is very close to advancing on the next stage. Ooh, he goes for first line, check, check. And now any move is good. King d6 is probably the most precise. Rook c3 and bishop b7. King d6 he plays indeed, and bishop b7 now is basically clean set, because you cannot move the knight.
Okay, no, you can play knight c5 and b3, right?
Right, so he is not in a hurry to play it, but let us see bishop c, knight c5 has to be played. Both
bishop
are
b7,
b3,
b6, b3.
Rook d4 probably back.
Yeah, rook d4
knight d3,
back,
knight e6, rook e4
check.
It was a blunder, but maybe it's actually not a bad blunder.
Maybe a lucky blunder.
Right. Bishop d5, knight takes g7, b4 probably is to be expected.
Yeah,
Bartel collects a queen into his hand. I just saw his movement. Rook c8, rook g4, knight e8 check, takes.
Well, but
they might get to move.
Was it a clever idea? Now rook e6 is coming.
Yes, but e4 is, well, king d takes on f6.
18 seconds. 18 seconds for Sargissian.
King e5, rook f8, rook b6. What is that? Oh, e3 check. Can he play e3 check? E3 check followed by rook b4 if king is 3. E3 check makes a draw.
Yeah, but it's 8 seconds only.
No, he played wrong move, and now white is winning, but...
It's 5 seconds only for Sargissian.
He will be in time to get to move 60. It looks like he already moved 60.
Yeah, now it's 8 seconds.
What he's doing? It is draw. Yeah, he got more time on clock. H2 and his draw. Rook c1. Sargissian advances to the next round. He has his time increasing, and he has enough time. He
takes h2.
What a finish of today's game. Tremendous. But they drop.
Yeah.
Well deserved win. Both of them deserved qualification. Sorry for Mateusz Bartel. Congratulations.
And he had
a
chance. He had his great chance, but he lost yet. And Sargissian goes through. Perhaps more experience. Perhaps Sargissian was more experienced.
Higher-rated player, but still both of them deserve to qualify.
Yeah, that was the great fight. That was a great fight.
We are expecting another great day tomorrow with start of the round 2. We have a lot of strong matchups. I mean, it's already won't be any easy match for favorites. Let you mind that in this round there were some upsets and some almost upsets by strong players.
Yeah.
So we see Mateusz Bartel trying to analyze where he gone wrong. and Gabriel Sargissian is really happy and tired and happy and everything. So two Armenian players, Levon Aronian and Gabriel Sargissian, proceed to the next round. And Hram Melkuman as well has beaten Gatakamsky, and only one Armenian player is off. So three Armenian players are through.